So hello everyone, and welcome back to Divine Rebel. My name is Racey, and I'm going to be doing the new moon energies in Gemini for today. It is the new moon today, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And before I get into it for you all, I want to help us clear the energy going into this possibly very opening expansion of your awareness of what's going on, okay, in the healing. So just take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Let your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. Relax your jaw. Breathe in deep. Energy is fierce. I can feel it all through my body. Okay. Let me get this cracking. Got my little smudge stick from Cathedral Rock. New moon in Gemini. So, the moon itself is conjunct with the sun, 12 degrees Gemini. Just looking at the numbers, right? The 12th degree. In Tarot is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is all about divine enlightenment, feeling divinely stuck in order to see what you did not see. The 1 and the 2 is ascending towards a new beginning that's balanced. Okay, so this is the sun and the moon. This is the self. The sun, which is the self that we show the world, agreeing and lining up with the moon, which is the part of our self that we struggle with accepting the most. And so what we want to show and what we're struggling with is also what we want to be seen. It's what we want to communicate with Mercury nearby. All right, this energy, the last moon, the full moon, Lilith was squaring between the sun and the moon and was sextiling and trining with Venus and Mars. She was like, who the fuck do you think you are? You know, get in touch with your feelings, for crying out loud. Like, she was a tyrant to our energy over the last couple weeks since that full moon, right? The whole manifestation of the last couple weeks. Everything we thought we knew about ourselves, you know, is starting to shift because there is this head space, heart space pull that wants to come into balance within the self, okay? So now, Lilith is trining the sun and moon in Aquarius. She feels bad, right? She feels bad for the last moon when she was squaring them. You know, Lilith has a really big heart that teaches with a sting. So the last 2 weeks, like this whole process that Lilith put us through, was really about helping us get back in touch with our inner duality. It wasn't just about what other people see, and it wasn't about what we don't want people to see. You know, now it's about understanding those two aspects and knowing that they need to be expressed. You know, that this new redefined self, right? This is a moment in the cosmos with the new moon. You know, this is a clean slate moment where you are looking at the crossroads and saying, do I want to stay in this old version of self, or have I gotten it? You know, have I elevated, you know, in my awareness? Can I take those action steps? All right, because the big thing going on right now in the cosmos, we have Pluto, Saturn, and South Node all retrograding in Capricorn with the support of Venus, right? Venus and Taurus is supporting it. that energy in and of itself is the heart space wanting to become stable, the heart space wanting love that stands the test of time, and you're learning it, that energy, that awareness, that lesson learned of what you want is coming through the harsh consequences of karma, right? With Pluto and Saturn and South Node all in Capricorn. Like, everybody's reaping the rewards of their karma, right? I say that lovingly, reaping the rewards of your karma, because the reward truly through all of that upheaval was understanding what you really want from a partner, knowing what really genuinely matters to you more than anything, right? Healing the heart space, knowing what would it take, knowing what it would take to stabilize the heart space. This is what we're coming into awareness of, and it's opposing the Mars, Juno, and North Node in Cancer, and Neptune is supporting it, trining from Pisces. With all of this heart healing that wants to be done, the opposing energy with Mars, Juno, and North Node in Cancer. Okay, let me give you an idea of Mars. We all know Mars is our ability to choose actions, right? Or our lack of action, choosing through not choosing, right? It's our ability to choose actions is Mars. Now it's there with Juno. Okay, it's there with Juno, and Juno is the divine feminine, right? She's the divine feminine, and it's when she feels betrayed. It's when she feels scarred. It's when she's been hurt, right, by her partner. And North Node is destiny, right? Our destiny point, our goal point. So Pisces, being the trine support, is what our best dream is that feels like a fantasy. All right, the Neptune support to Cancer is like you have this dream, right? This vision, this dream of what happiness could look like, okay? What happiness could look like. And you got these two malefic kind of energies, not like malefic like Pluto and Saturn right now, but just kind of, I want to say naughty, okay? Naughty energies that would love to just jab revenge in there. Like, you suffer the way I suffered. There's this Juno Mars part of you that is opposing this healing. So even though Saturn and Pluto, retrograding with all this karma, seems like a bad thing right now, it is being supported by the heart space with Venus, right? It's healing. The Juno Mars combo with destiny, you feel like there's this adverse thing, like this fantasy that you can give it to the people that got you, and that is counterproductive to your destiny, right? This is the translation of what these energies mean. So don't get it twisted. What hurts is in your highest good because it's teaching you what you need to recognize about love and stability in it. This is not about ego and taking actions that are out of betrayal because you feel like it's a debt owed and you get to be the one to dish it. The universe dishes it. You don't, okay? You don't. So this is what's going on right now, okay? The energies are pulling you one way or the other. You're either pulling into that, I don't know, I want to stick it to somebody energy, that's toxic, that's destiny, a part of your fucking healing, if you so choose it, of your own free will, you choose to stay in that energy, or do you go through the hard karma? Do you go through what's seemingly painful, the quote unquote hard road? Because ultimately it brings your heart stability and you know it, right? And you know it. It's the healing of karma. That's what it's all retrograding. It's the undoing of karma that was affecting your heart space from feeling stable. All right, this is the energies. Now, Sun Moon, right? We were talking about Sun Moon conjunct in Gemini. right? And Lilith is trining it now because she feels bad. Now, it's opposing, the sun and moon are opposing um, Jupiter and Ceres in Sagittarius, and they're both retrograding. Okay. Now, because Lilith, right, after the full moon, the last 2 weeks, which were seriously intense, okay, over the last 2 weeks, Lilith beat us up on who we think we are and who we want to be and what we want to show and what we feel we can and cannot show now. Like, she's beat us up so bad, you know, with this, you know, that squaring energy that she had. I mean, she squared up and said, guess what? I'm gonna knock down everything. I'm gonna knock down everything. And she did. And she did. All right, so Jupiter and Ceres opposing this energy is having a hard time seeing the bigger picture on how that upheaval was healing. All right, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion, you know, higher awareness, elevated awareness, and it brings luck and good fortune, okay, which we're going to get to because fortune is conjunct with Vesta in Aries, okay? But Jupiter is about expanding the awareness, and it's retrograding, which means there's a difficult time doing that. And Ceres, the asteroid Ceres, is the broken heart chakra. You know, so we're having a hard time healing through and past the pain, right? We're having a hard time in the present moving forward to the future that's meant for us because we're having a hard time rectifying the past, right? Taking the proper actions to rectify the past, right? Even if it hurts, right? Pluto and Saturn, even if it's the hard road, even if it feels that way, you know, you have this inner knowing right now with Lilith's support and that Neptune support, you have this idea of what you know is right and what is wrong for you in your highest good as far as your happiness and your peace is concerned, okay? Fortune and Vesta. Fortune is the door of destiny, all right? And Vesta is the prosperous virgin. So anything karmic-wise, right, relationships, anything that is not serving your highest good right now, the door of destiny is pushing for your independence from it. It's in Aries, so this is the sign of self, right? Vesta is in the sign of self. This is support, full support of your full self. Who you can be when you are in that divine balanced within energy, that divine union within. That is that energy. That's Vesta. And it's with fortune. If you can take action, choose action that is in alignment with the dream you see for yourself that is in your highest good, your heart space's stability, if you can align yourself with it, communicate it, right, with this expanded awareness that Mercury's getting with the sun and moon, this redefined self in Aquarius, and Lilith is supporting this new version of self. She's supporting it, this redefined, oh my God, I've learned about myself version, okay? Once you've learned about yourself, you have to put it to the test and say, you know what, I can do this, right? That in comes the vulnerability. In comes the vulnerability because we have Uranus and Taurus forcing stability, which is squaring off with that Jupiter, you know, in Sag, which is fighting elevation. Uranus is that curveball. You know, it's the curveball, force you to recognize. It's like the fucking hammer, you know. It's like the hammer. It's the universe saying, listen, you know, right now as I'm speaking to you, you know, and you can't ignore me, right? Because Lilith, we can't ignore her. She exists. You can't ignore her. She's been all over this. The last few moon cycles, it is making sure you know it before you move forward. Are we back? I hope we're back. Okay. So, we were talking about Juno, who wanted to stab, right? This revenge, this I'm gonna hurt you the way you hurt me. I want you to suffer the way I suffered energy. There's this moment in your reality that you understand you have the power to react one way or the other in a circumstance. It's destiny point that you face this choice of self, because it is a defining squaring off with Ceres. The hurt heart wants to heal. The hurt heart, Ceres, the broken heart chakra, wants to be loved. It truly does. And a part of it knows beyond a doubt what it's capable of giving, and it doesn't want to feel the pain of its past, right? The pain of past experience. And it's almost like that wounded warrior feeling, right? With like the Nine of Wands. It's like that kind of energy where it's like you've been through so much. You don't know if you could take that last action, last step forward when it's being offered to you. You know, it might be like in this very moment, like this chance and opportunity the universe is giving you, this window, right? This fresh new slate. The fear of rejection, the fear of someone saying, I got you now. Now you're vulnerable, and I'm going to kick you while you're down. It's a fear, right? The thing that is stopping you from moving forward is the fear that it's not possible. The fear that your new redefined self is not strong enough to make it over that. It's like when you run track, you jump over the hurdles, right? It's like looking at the last hurdle and you're running and you're tired and you have it in you to make the hurdle and keep going without falling on your face. And the universe is like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. This new self you've got, take this healing you've got and run. You know, Taurus and Venus. Run for it. You know, it's this expanded energy because, you know, Sun and Moon in Aquarius rules Uranus. That energy rules Aquarius. So the Sun and Moon, this new redefined self, is like your lucky break. It is like your lucky break. Trust yourself. Trust your healing. Trust your new. Okay. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about in here as far as the energies go. And I did pull, oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. The vertex in Libra opposing Chiron in Aries. Now, Ceres and Sag is trying Chiron. Now, you know, fighting with Juno, this fear of, or pull to, get somebody back, right? Ceres, right, it's the healing of the self. It's like, with the vertex in Libra being the divine balance, right? Choosing rectification. What is going to truly balance out the bigger picture of karma, right? The deep karma. With Chiron, right? To heal or not to heal the self. To heal or not to heal the heart. This is what's in the vertex is the plane between light and shadow on the planets from where the sun is positioned. It's that invisible plane of where the light stops and the shadow begins. That vertex plane, karma. Or not rectifying things, not choosing, you know, Chiron to heal the self. Choosing to remain in karma, to say, you will suffer as I have suffered. Self-inflicted with Pluto retrograde, to sabotage, it can be self-inflicted. So you have to choose whether or not stay in the old version of self, or if you're truly going to allow yourself to elevate and open up to something better suited to your happiness, better suited to your stability, better suited to your peace in the long term. In the long term. And we're not just talking about this lifetime. This is one of those divine windows that you're healing very deep lifetimes of karma with your choices. And it's very important to understand that you don't have to be afraid of who you were being an issue moving forward with the right partner for you, with who you are now choosing to be, who you've redefined yourself to be. This is the fresh slate you've been asking for. Okay, now I did pull a Journey of Love Oracle, both by Alana Fairchild. Okay, and I highlighted, well, outlined some parts that I felt were important. Okay, so the first card is Empress of the Pearl. Now I want to show you something awesome with these numbers, because we have 0 and 1. One and 2, and 3 and 4, and all of the numbers are going backwards. 10 is 1 0, 21 is 2 1, and 43 is 4 3. Like, they're all digressing to progress, going back to all of your best pieces, your innocence, and putting them together, right, into what actually works for you. So the Empress of the Pearl. Okay, let me read this. You have an inner gift of great value, born of struggle, adversity, and challenge. In wisdom, you know that suffering can lead to growth, provided we are willing to search the way to heal through it. On the growing, rather than getting caught up in suffering. Unique creation process. Okay, pearls go through a unique creation process. Natural pearls are created when a foreign entity, such as a grain of sand or a parasite, finds its way into the pearl oyster. The oyster reacts and creates layers of pearlescent substance, creating a warm, glowing treasure within it. You have a unique gift, a unique beauty to offer the world. Your precious gift, yourself, is being born through your experiences and consciousness that cannot be created or copied by another, because it is of your own unique soul light. Any struggles you have experienced are a karmic gift to help you grow this inner offering to support evolution of your best self. Once you recognize this, you can dispense with your struggles more swiftly, using them to help you grow and not adding unnecessary energy or focus to the problem. If you have found yourself attracting negative energies from those around you, or perhaps feeling drained or sometimes even possessed by negative thoughts or experiences, you don't have to feel afraid. Just as the pearl starts from irritation and reaction, so are the circumstances in your life which feel uncomfortable, serving you to help you grow your gift. Your soul is growing its luster and beauty. Once you realize this, your struggle becomes less and your soul light becomes even more luminous. This is that energy, right, that Lilith just put us through, that we've probably been going through over the last couple years, you know, with eclipse cycles and all these different things and all the 0-degree moon cycles that followed it. Like, there's been huge shifts in the reality of self. And after going through so many relationships, whether they're romantic or with family and workplace scenarios, whatever it is, you're realizing that each of those relationships, those people, some of them bring out certain best qualities in you, and some others bring out worse qualities in you. And it's about understanding the dynamic of how to take all of those best versions of self from all those different people that you interact with and putting them all together into one solid character that you use all the time for everybody. knowing how to balance your energy within and take the best pieces of yourself. Maybe you gave all of your love to someone who didn't deserve it, and maybe you didn't give any to someone who did. Well, now you know how to give the best energy, right? You learned from the person who didn't deserve it how to give the best energy, how to love the most. And now you also learn how to recognize a good relationship, right? Because now you understand the one you had before. And so it's saying, okay, I could take that lesson and this lesson and say, okay, I was my best version then with my money, and I was my best version then with my family, and I always get along with people when I see myself, doing what I love. And you start to take all the best things about you and your different relationships and put them all into one person. And this is your new redefined self. I don't have to be, all loving and giving with only that person. I can definitely give that to somebody else. When I was at this stage in my life, I worked really hard and I was really creative and inspired, and, I can do that now. Just because I've gone through a situation where, maybe that area of my life fell off, doesn't mean I can't go back and bring out that best version of myself. I know I'm capable. I've done it before. It's taking all of your best versions and saying, I could put them all together. And that's putting together the puzzle pieces of yourself. And that's what this is about. You becoming, or rather, gaining the ability to give the greatest gift of all. Your best self, your best foot forward. Your energy will ripple to everybody you cross and meet. That's what this is about. The Empress of the Pearl. Don't get frustrated with and be irritated with how the universe had to teach you. We're stubborn. Our consciousness, being unaware, is stubborn because we think we know everything. The ego, we think we know everything. And we want things to be a certain way, and we have certain expectations, and all these things have to be broken down. All of these things have to come apart and be put back together and say, it's okay to be this version of myself. It's okay to be that version of myself. I can be both of them at the same time, and I can give it to the right person. Because I've learned now, after so many irritating experiences, reactive experiences, you've developed these little parasitic pieces, this grainy, like irritated stone in your shoe kind of energy, and turned it into something that is beautiful and of value to someone who can recognize it for what it is. Okay? The Journey of Love deck. Now, these messages, this is specific. If you would consider yourself on a twin flame journey, or you have a soulmate, or you already know who I'm talking about as I say that. You already know. Okay? It's probably the person you watch romance readings for. Or who you cross watch for. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's like a countdown. It's literally like a countdown. And it is going back to the root of everything, the simplest form of everything, which is we all just want to be happy. We don't want to be stressed. We don't want to go through karma. We do want to find the love of our life. We do want to enjoy life with that person, and be there through thick and thin, and have that security of heart, right? That security of heart, that element that you can't put a price on. It's the most valuable thing. It's the pearl, right? It's the pearl. Bride offers herself, and she is the moon. Herself is literally about the sacred offering taking place from the divine feminine. The 4 and the 7, she's being divinely guided. She's from her archangels, from her ancestors. She's being guided by her ascended masters to put forth divine intervention. It's swooping in, right? This red and green energy. It's the root chakra, heart chakra. It's swooping in, and it looks like it's cutting through the darkness of the cave. This swooping energy is coming in, filled with love and trust. The vibration is being sent out from the divine feminine energy within the self or your counterpart. Both. Take it how it resonates. But that energy is being put out into the universe. It is safe to trust your heart to get you out of the cave. Your divine feminine is letting you know, some which way or another, whether it's dream state or you just feel it. You might connect with her in other ways, you know, maybe unbeknownst to her, or whatever. Maybe you actually get to talk to her when you're waiting for the sign that it's okay. She's giving you the green light. She's giving you the green light. She is the moon. Okay. 2-1. 2-1. This is like the moon and sun energy being reflected back to you. The sun and moon at the 12th degree of Gemini, right? The sign of the twins. This is the 2-1. This is your new redefined self reflecting back to you within the next possibly 2-week period. By the time the full moon gets here, we're counting down to 1. We're counting down to 1, where you finally get to receive the 1-0, the new beginning, the pearl, right? We're counting down. She is the moon. This is about understanding, right? I'm gonna read to you what I underlined here. The moon ebbs and flows. The wisdom of patience is not about waiting around for something to happen, rather than getting up and getting it done. You are being asked to check in with your timing. Is now the time for action or rest? It can change quickly, just like the phases of the moon. If you're unsure, perhaps you are waiting for more light to reveal the way. As the moon grows full, all things come to light in time. Your manifestation is unfolding in perfect timing. Unsure if you are really ready, be assured all is well. Clarity will come to you by the light of the full moon. Do not worry. Do not try and force insight. Trust. You are moving and growing, and all is well. Soon you will see that for yourself. Just as the moon grows full and revealing, even in the midst of the deepest night. It doesn't matter how dark it's been. This new self that you're redefining is going to be shining in full light over the next couple of weeks. This is the energy that's building from the new to the full as the light builds. This is the energy that's building. The confidence to be vulnerable to the gift being presented to you. Or the gift if you're the one that needs to take action, right, and not rest, because this is about knowing, you know, intuitively know if you need to be, you're the one that needs to take the action, right? You know what steps need to be taken. If you don't worry. Like I said, it's revealing. The poem here at the end is called Waiting. It says, these moments are precious, like jewels on the crown of life. They beckon my heart, forming memories that sparkle with joy, and like the longing of a sweet caress, they draw me near, melting into one, showing what is possible on the journey of life. Waiting for the right time, you know, waiting for the seasons to change. This is peanut M&Ms are my favorite. They're the dark chocolate ones. If you're the divine masculine and your feminine is letting you know it's your time to take action, it's okay, you're safe, you can do it. Your new self is good. Don't worry, you're realizing things. You're going to be learning more and healing more. You know, it's okay. That's what this journey is about. Finding your best ability to love both giving and receiving. It's about both. This whole journey is understanding your best ability giving and your best ability receiving, taking those experience on how you learned about yourself, what was your best giver and your best receiver, and putting them together in the highest good, enlightening the self. You know, you can see she's got this light surrounding her crown. You know, surrounding her crown. Don't be afraid. You know, don't shy away from feeling vulnerable with this new awakened energy that you have, this new defined character of self. If you want to move forward, masculine, right? Because the masculine energy, the masculine partner, whoever resonates that way, is inherently destined to make the definitive choice to take action towards the feminine. And the feminine is beckoning the call forward. She is letting the masculine know, you're not going in blind. My energy is receptive to your truth. You know, all things are revealed. I'm receptive to your truth. I'm receptive to your new redefined self. All the time it took for you to figure it out. Or vice versa. This is about understanding that the journey is different for everybody. Everybody heals in their own way. Everybody heals in their own time. And at the end of the day, we grow and we change and we allow ourselves to learn about ourselves through reflection. That's what these moon cycles do. They give us something different after releasing the things that weren't in our highest good. You know, it's a process of self-discovery. And eventually, you know, you go through so many cycles that you realize your pearl is ready. You've been through so many parasites and so many grains of sand and so much irritation and so much reaction that you finally put together exactly what you know would work best for you, what you're ready to receive and what you're ready to give. It's about finally being ready. This is what the cosmic universe, you know, the energies are doing in support of you, in support of your life. You know, it's our choice at the end of the day whether or not we want to stick around and, you know, give the jab to somebody and blow our, you know, divine door to a stable heart space and a self that feels safe and secure, you know, in who you are and you're loved and you have this clean slate. Like, do you really want to stay down in them fucking depths, you know? Just like, you know, the Empress Pearl Kuan Yin, you know, Divine Mother is saying, have compassion for yourself. You might not realize how much you've suffered already through past lifetimes, and you don't need to actually put yourself through more. You just forget because, you know, you're human, spiritual amnesia when you get here kind of thing. You know what I mean? Don't be so hard on yourself. Learn your lessons through experiences. Find your best pieces. Know what you're looking for in another person because you really like that aspect when you were dating them, and you really like this aspect and that was enjoyable when you had this person, and you know, I like all of those things, and you said, you know what, if they can all those different pieces can exist out there in different people, well, I can definitely find them in one person, because all of my pieces, all of my best versions from what I've been in other relationships and when I've been independent and single on my own, I'm taking all of my best pieces and I'm putting them together into one person. That's what you're going to attract. Like attracts like. You put forth your best version. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a stable heart space, healed of its karma, who loves the self, who loves your life. Go for it. Go for the impossible. That Aquarius energy. Go for the impossible. Take leaps of faith. Take leaps of faith. Rectify things within yourself so that you can rectify them with others, so that you can grow and move forward. Right? This is what this energy is bringing. Everything is working out perfectly, guys, all the time. So I hope this helps you understand, you know, what you've been through, what its purpose was, and what you can do with it moving forward. You know, with this crossroads you're at, you can pick which way you really want to go, and you can say, you know what, Happiness and a stable heart sounds really fucking good, and anything I can do to maintain that for the rest of my life, amen, I'm in. Amen, I'm in. All right. So trust your new self. Trust your experiences healed you in such a way that you understand the best parts. You're not focusing on the bad ones that hurt. That was just a sting to get you to recognize and appreciate and hold gratitude for the good ones, the good parts, and putting them together the right way. So until next time, guys.